Let's get in a very special management now. Mr. Fernandes, CEO at IndusInd Media and Communications, is now with us in our studio. Mr. Fernandes, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Coming to our studios. We just wanted to understand that what has changed in the company over the last few years. How has one omni channel led to this entire turnaround?
Sure. Thank you very much for having me. First of all, much appreciated. I think, when you look at this entire business, you need to look back at how the business was envisaged, or the vision of the promoters and the vision of the company. Rather than being a pure play cable television company, it was envisioned that the future would be an integrated platform. And rightfully so, therefore, the company launched the Head End in the Sky, which is the satellite delivery platform, in 2015, as well as focused a lot on the broadband business. So today, the best part is, rather than being a pure play cable television company, IndusInd Media and Communications Limited, which is a significant subsidiary of Next Digital, is now the only integrated platform in the country, because you've got satellite, you've got cable television, and you've got broadband. So suddenly, instead of chasing the volume game, the company looked to become, and successfully so, a boutique firm that focused purely on being able to deliver broadband, video and cable all through a single pipe to consumers. I think that was one of the key pillars or the legs of the business. And the second big thing was, we were able to, over the last couple of years, convert a significant base, and today we're the only ones, close to 100% prepaid. I think that was a very important thing. And the third was the stimulus that we got from the new regulatory framework. The new regulatory framework brought in not just transparency, but it also brought in equitable distribution of revenues. And I think all these factors, coupled with the fact that we looked at rationalization of the business, getting into looking at new functions like retention, looking at new functions like combination products, I think all of those really helped us put together a rather lethal framework for us to be able to make a smart turnaround.
Talk about the turnaround. They say strength attracts strength. They say that, weakness attracts weakness. So now that the turnaround has happened, the position has come in, the company has got back into profits and doesn't need any money for, growing ahead. How will the future growth come in? Will it be better than what you've seen in terms of turnaround so far?
So I think what you're seeing today is actually the cusp of that success, because the turnaround in effect means that we today have a combo product to go to the market with. We don't sell cable TV literally on its own anymore. It's now a combination product of cable, broadband, data, video. So we suddenly have a combo product. We are offering managed services to third-party multi-system operators who need to leverage their costs, etc., because they face pretty significant costs. We are the only platform with a significant presence in phase 3 and 4 markets in India, which is an aspirational market and where there's a tremendous amount and potential of ARPU growth. So to kind of answer your question, I think this is the start of that trajectory where everything has come together and formed one cohesive unit. And now it's a question of us leveraging that cohesive unit to be able to take growth further, maintaining the boutique concept of value creation rather than a volume game.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Fernandes. This is Mubina as well, joining into the conversation. I just want to talk about the latest TRAI order when it came to essentially tariffs, the tariff rationalization bit. How are you reading into that? What sort of an impact do you see maybe on your business and the industry, of course? Sure.
So I think if you look at the new regulatory framework, and I go back to last February 14th, which was put into play, I think what it has done, it has brought in tremendous amount of transparency for the industry. As a company, to a great extent, to be able to compete in the market, we had to take a significant hit and subsidize content. We were literally subsidizing the industry. And we still stuck it out. We still believe, as has been always the Hinduja Group's philosophy, we stuck it in for the long term. And with the new regulatory framework, we found transparency coming in and equitable distribution of revenue. Now that means that suddenly you have a much greater level playing field. You're able to kind of, be able to offer products, pricing, packaging, bundling, all at a parity model. there have been people who look at it differently. I think we got a great benefit, Mobina, because we did two things, or two or three things right. The first thing we did was we went, and we are literally 100% prepaid. We went prepaid well before the implementation of the new regulatory framework. So for us, there was no necessarily, there was no significant impact in terms of collections from the ground. Second is that because of the technology that we've invested in, we were able to create packaging, bundling for customers, which didn't really, which didn't again affect the apple cart. Consumers were able to pick and choose exactly what they wanted. And I think the third important thing was that our business partners, which form the basis for our success, which is all our cable operators across the country, several thousands of them, close to about 12,000 operators, we worked with them to conduct workshops across the country. Right, and I think that helped us put us on a kind of stable model, which and the result of that is quite clear to see, Mobina. So, how do we perceive it going forward? I think we are well placed to leverage the benefits of the new regulatory framework. We are also very clear that whatever benefits consumers is not at the cost of the industry, and vice versa. And we have been supported by the regulator as well as other industry bodies. I'm referring even to the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting and other statutory bodies. So we've seen them looking seriously at this sector. We've seen them understanding the challenges that we have, and we've seen them being able to support us. And the new regulatory framework is a great example of that. So I think it's only been a year for us. We've just made the turnaround. We hope to be able to keep that trajectory and that path illuminated all the way.
Okay, great. Thank you so much, Mr. Fernandes. Really appreciate you joining us right here in our ET Now studios to talk about the company. Great jump, not only in the top line, but the company has managed to churn out a profit as well. Strong profit of 100 crore rupees in the current quarter.